Hello, hunting down a weasel. Just plop in like that. The restaurant that weasel face visits every Thursday wouldn't strike you as a terrorist hideout at a first glance. No, it seems fairly nice. Looks like a fairly normal, trendy establishment. At the back of the restaurant, there are 3 steps leading down to a semi-basement. And there's also a loft with a few extra tables. Feels like a cozy little joint for grown-ups rather than the sort of diner that a kid on a fishing trip might visit. It's okay, my disguise is flawless. I quickly scan the room, as though trying to gauge the atmosphere of the place. Spotting this, a man behind the counter wearing sunglasses and smoking a cigarette looks hazily in my direction. Taking off my poncho, I slap on a fake smile I learned when I was still with Oslo. We're keeping those skills intact. Are you open for lunch? The man behind the counter closes one eye, as though he's annoyed by his own cigarette smoke, then scratches his chin and motions to a seat. I sit down at the counter, a seat as he points to. I open up a menu and choose the paella, which is listed as their specialty. He tells me it'll take a while, in a tone dripping with hospitality, but I reply that I don't mind. He sends my order to the kitchen, and the chef starts preparing the dish. Dude, when it's freshly made, rather than a microwave, as far as I can tell, the only people in the restaurant are the man who's behind the counter and a middle-aged woman in the kitchen at the back, who's currently cooking up my order. It seems like there are more people behind a black door with a sign reading staff only, but it doesn't look like anyone will be coming in or out anytime soon. The man behind the counter gives me the cup of coffee that's ordered or offered with the meal set while I'm burping and waiting for my food. Some kind of compress is wrapped around the man's arm. I notice it when he passes me the coffee cup. He's probably there to hide an incriminating tattoo of some kind. The man doesn't say much. I guess he grew curious about me as I quietly drank my coffee, though, as he simply grunts, "Going fishing?" As much as I want to reply, "What does it look like, you blockhead?" I'm playing a little fisher boy. I raise my face, now red from the hot coffee, and reply, "Yes, for cherry salmon." In response, the man says, "Snakes can show up too, so be careful." I didn't expect such kindness. I can tell just from a few short exchanges. This guy likes kids. There were quite a few guys like him at Oslo's place. Gives me the goosebumps. Yeah, you know. It's a little... Looking around the restaurant like I'm just taking in the atmosphere, I spot a table that's shielded by a wall and a pillar, and therefore difficult to see. It's probably Weaselface's private table. Seated there, you'd always have the entrance in sight, and you'd be able to determine just how dangerous any diners entering the restaurant are. It also looks like you can get from the table to a passage leading to the back door, in which case the back door is the main point of interest. I place the coffee cup down on its saucer and ask the man where the bathroom is. God damn it. Vandalism! No. When I entered the hallway that the man pointed me toward, 3 doors come into view. One door is for the bathroom, another is for a staff-only entrance. I don't know where the last one leads for sure, but it's more than likely like a storeroom or an office. Without a moment's hesitation, I place my hand on the knob of the final door. Oh, no, damn it. It doesn't open. The door's locked and it doesn't seem like anyone's in there. There's probably stuff in there they don't want customers to see, no matter what. The man chides me, saying, "Not that one, the one on the other side." After bowing my head in honest apology, I open the door that quite obviously leads to the bathroom. One of you's being destroyed. Considering the size of the restaurant, the bathroom is pretty big. It's split into male and female restrooms. There are 2 urinals in the men's restroom and a small cubicle with a door. There's a single frosted window. It's of the small, lavoured kind. Though you could climb through the window if you remove the lavours one by one. There's a tree outside blocking half of it. Well, getting out from here would be quite difficult. Now, what to do? My beloved master's orders are for me to smash up the urinal. But if I hit it with a wrench, someone's bound to hear, "Well, yeah, you're gonna smash this shit up." It wouldn't be very fun to be dragged away by the scruff of the neck and turned over to the police for property damage. After worrying about it for 10 whole minutes, I remove a pack of tissues from my pocket, wadabout them into a ball and then stuff them down the drain. I experienced this form of harassment many times at Oslo school when I was on toilet cleaning duty. Man, these guys are assholes. They'd stuff a wad of tissues down the drain, and after you'd push them further down with some kind of stick, you wouldn't be able to use that urinal for quite a while. The tissues become hard as a rock after they've sucked up all the moisture, and because of the minerals that build up, they get lodged in the pipe and can't be extracted. How many times did I find myself cursing those wads of tissue, which I could neither dissolve with cleaning products nor plunge? And now we're doing it. The fact that those experiences should come in handy now just goes to show you that everything in life is a lesson. Using the lug wrench I'd been given, I pushed the wad of tissues down into the drain. After returning the drain cover to its original position, I leave the bathroom. They'll never expect it. The door labeled staff only also intrigued me, but I thought better than to try and open it. I don't really care if I cause problems for the staff, but I wouldn't want them to be too suspicious of me. Even if I did open the door, I'd only find the room where they keep the trash, according to our data. After returning to my seat at the counter, I begin to eat my palais and look at the view outside the window. From here, I can't see anything or anywhere you'd be able to snipe Weasel Face from. I see, yes. This is exactly the kind of burrow a weasel would escape to. In that case, the only choice we have is to lure Weasel out of his den. Should we smoke him out? If the restaurant were to catch fire, his only choice would be to leave via the back door. But hushing it up would be much harder if the fire department were to get involved. Or maybe, as I said earlier, it would be easiest to get a hot babe to sit at the counter. Perfect! Then Weaselface would come trotting out of hiding, and the moment he sat down next to her with a glass of bourbon in his hand and desired to woo her in his mind, he'd be struck down with a bang. Yes, they'll make them think with their penis. If that were the plan, I'd probably end up playing the hot babe, and I don't. I don't. There'd also be the option of having Osko sit at the counter and me do the sniping, but she's not about to let me do that. Not to mention, even if I knew that it was for work, she'd still be unable to hold back her temper if Weaselface started getting touchy-feely. Oh no, that would not end well for him. Scraping out the insides of the muscles with a fork, I look up at the man behind the counter. The man also shoots me a glance every now and again as I eat, smoking a cigarette all the while. Our eyes sometimes meet. Dude, I'd feel very uncomfortable. If this guy were the target, it would be an easy job. I'd grab him, hit him, and then stab him under the chin with my fork. It'd be a piece of cake. And then I have a piece of cake. No, I'm not the same person I used to be, and I'm not confident I could pull something like that off properly. Realizing that this way of thinking is actually sort of cute, I can't help but chuckle softly at myself. At this, the man behind the counter who'd been eyeing me looks hastily away. Bingo. God damn it. Once I finish eating, I head over to the register to pay, upon which the man says to me, "If you catch any cherry salmon, bring 'em here. I'll cook 'em for you." After replying with, "I will if I catch any," then I leave the restaurant with my rucksack once more on my back. In the end, I didn't gain any intel that wasn't already on file. That's great merit in checking out the terrain in firsthand, or rather, there is great merit in doing so, though. Sometimes there's a big difference between the place itself and the way it's described on paper. All right, Osko. Oh, no. No! I don't want to be in this! I don't want to be in this tent! I've had bad memories in this tent! At least the background, anyway. Returning to the camp where Osko had been waiting for me, I report what I saw. I explain where the pillars are and anything else that might interfere with trajectory. I provide information about the building's layout, including all the restaurant's dimensions through sketches and hand gestures. I'm not sure she's even listening to me. She's lolling about on the ground half asleep with a portable game console in her hands. Her only response to my report is a lethargic,
そんでお前
It ain't gonna be used for a while. I couldn't smash it, but they won't be using it for quite a while. She looks slightly disappointed. Rolling onto her side once more, she begins playing on her game console. Looking at Asuko relax, I feel stupid for approaching the job so seriously. Joining my master, I grab an unfinished novel I brought from the cabin and decide to have some quiet reading time. I like time. Oh, hey. I like times like these. 4 days have passed since Asuko and I entered the mountains. We erected a tent and set a campsite, and used it as our base. With our map and our compass, we just spent our days walking around the area. While I prepared food for us, Asuko would go out into the mountains alone, making notes on the map. I feared that Asuko's comings and goings in the early morning and late at night would draw suspicion of the campground owner, but such a blunder never occurred. He's like, whatever, you do what you're gonna do. That's because Asuko reserved the campground under the guise of conducting scientific research relating to earthquake predictions. Good lie. With that knowledge, nobody would expect us to as we loitered around with slightly fishy-looking equipment. Literally. To normal people, it just looked like we were doing complicated research. In actual fact, because I don't understand half of what we're doing, we're probably walking around looking for the most optimal and least expected location to snipe from. If I ask Asuko what we're doing, she'll tell me, but she won't tell me anything I don't ask. Some things you gotta learn on your own. So you're telling me to watch and learn. I remember him. I had a lifetime's worth of lessons of look at this and that, do that here and do this here. When I was at Oslo school. At Oslo school, we called guys like that morons who'll be the first to die. I've already learned plenty from you, Asuko. Oh god. Like how to deal with JB. Oh yeah. After completing a brief survey of the area, Asuko spent 2 days in the tent drinking beer. Today's Thursday. In the end, we still haven't found a secure sniping point, even after all this time. Jesus. I like to think Asuko already knows a good sniping point. We're just fucking around. Glaring at the map of the mountains that she drew up herself, Asuko bites her bottom lip and mumbles as if in agony while rolling around on her bed in the tent. Suddenly, she lifts herself up. We're going to the zoo. Well, no. Gonna quit? There's one problem I can think of as I distantly watch her making a ruckus. But it isn't Asuko who's saying she's gonna do it over and over, like a kid who insists on getting her own way. For the past few days, I've walked around in the mountains with Asuko, and we've found multiple sniping points. Like Goldilocks. Though she proclaimed them all too close, or too far, or something else. We didn't find one spot that's passed Asuko's 5 adverse conditions test. We know this! What do you plan to do? What?
その場所は私が一番最初に目をつけた地点だったんだが、あまりにもタイトで真っ先に除外した地点だからな。けどな、いざこうして現場を見て回ってみりゃ、どの地点も成功率は似たり寄ったりだ。
So we'll do the spot that has the least success rate.
だったら思い切って敵が一番予想してないところから攻めることにする。
Where the enemy will least expect?
巣穴に逃げ込んだイタチは入り口の方の警戒に集中する。巣穴の奥に尻を突っ込んでりゃ背後を警戒する必要はなくなって前方警戒に集中できるからな。そうなりゃ前方警戒に集中するあまり後方の警戒はズルズルになるってわけだ。
The back of the burrow. So you mean you're gonna snipe him from the back of the restaurant?
そういうことだな。
It's pretty sick. You do know that there aren't any windows at the rear, right?
ごちゃごちゃ説明してる時間はねえな。
Oh, it's the whole visualizing the target thing. Oh! Asuko checks the time on the watch wrapped around her left wrist.
あと1時間もすりゃイタチが巣穴に入っちまう。お前さ、もう一回あの店行ってこいよ。
Alright. Okay, but what should I do?
前回と同じだ。飯食ってりゃいい。
That's it?
あとは便所の確認だ。この前使えなくした一番奥の便器がまだ使えないか確認しろ。治ってたらまた壊せ。
I feel like this is some part of some plan. Yeah.
ほら、これ持ってけ。私の仕事用の携帯だ。便所が使えないのが確認できたら、私のプライベート用の携帯にメールを送れ。
It isn't just petty vandalism. Okay.
じゃあ、私は車でポイントまで移動すっから、お前も頃合いを見計らって店に行け。わかったな。
Huh? That's all?
便所の確認ができたら、また指示を出す。
We just plug up the other one. As I'm scratching my head over this, Asuko heads out of the tent with the fishing pole case on her shoulder. Even though I haven't got much experience in the field, I can sort of figure out what Asuko's trying to do. Most likely, Asuko's planning to snipe the target from the small bathroom window while he tries to do his business. Ah, okay. And it's like half covered. Ooh, that's a shot and a half. She told me to break the urinal for reasons of trajectory. If the target were going to use the urinal at the very back, he'd be hidden from the window. If we were to use the one for second from the end, he would enter the line of fire, though just barely. Dude. It all... I didn't really think about it either. I was just like, huh. But now that this is just the shot in a million. Even so, we can do it though. It's Asuko. Outside the window, there's a tall, thick tree. If a sniper were to aim at the target while trying to avoid it, their field of fire would be minuscule. Not to mention, I open the map we've been using the last few days as we inspect the place and try marking the trajectory on it with a red pen. The rear of the restaurant is right up against the mountainside. Even if you tried to shoot from there, the trees would be in the way and the line of sight wouldn't be clear. Which means she must be intending to shoot down from somewhere high up, so the copse of trees won't be in her way. Alright, I drag the red pen in a straight line across the paper. This line representing the sniper's line of sight. I drag it further, then further still, and at the end of the long red line is a building. A love hotel. I remember passing this hotel when we first came here. I tilted my head in confusion when I saw this castle-like building nestled in the mountains, wondering if it really got any customers. Is she planning to snipe from there? Seriously? True, at a love hotel, customers don't have to talk face-to-face with the staff and can go straight to their rooms. If she was lucky, she might get a corner room, and then the target would just barely end up in her line of sight. The remaining problem is the distance. I put a curvometer on top of the map. All right, adjust the scale. Man measure. Around 800 meters. It could work at this distance if the conditions were favorable, but Asuka would be lucky if 2 bullets in 10 struck. If you're somewhere in a desert, the target's kind enough to, and if the target's kind enough to stand perfectly still, you'd hit them if you aimed for the torso, even if the trajectory was off by 20 or 30 centimeters. But in this case, Asuka was going to have to shoot her target through a window almost totally behind trees. Keeping the height of the window in mind, she'll probably only be able to see the target from the shoulders up. The bullet will fly in a parabola, and if it hit the target in the shoulder, it would probably exit his body via the flank. If it were to hit him, it would definitely take him down. But the field of fire is just too narrow. It's probably less than 15 centimeters across. Asuko, you won't be able to just write this one off as a mistake. She can do it. It's fine. However, my beloved master had raised her fist high in the air and yelled, "I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it," like a horny teenager. As her apprentice, I just had to believe in her. Well, I'm back with the cherry salmon I caught in the river for dinner. Gotta keep up those the story and appearance. I head towards the restaurant. Hello! Seeing me enter the restaurant, the man behind the counter winces. Just like I said, I brought the fish I caught, and I say to him, "Why did this kid come today of all days?" His expression reads. I doubt he's wincing like that because of the smoke from his cigarette getting in his eyes. It's almost time for Weaselface to enter the restaurant. They probably want as few customers as possible, and they might even try putting up a closed sign in the door, depending on the situation. It's only a matter of time before the man begrudgingly asks to come back another day. That's why I grabbed the chance to slap the biggest fake smile I can muster on my face. Use that childish charm, Yuji! Are you open for lunch? After conjuring a voice so sweet that I'm left wondering where it came from, the man seems to accept defeat. He grimaces but allows me to sit in the same chair I used before. I suppose he must be thinking that there's no helping it now, since he already let me in. He takes the fishing basket with the cherry salmon in it and asks, "Want it grilled with salt?" Can you make some paella instead? I know it takes quite some time to make paella. If I were to order it now, Weaselface will arrive just as it's ready. Even this soft-hearted man has his limits, and his face shows his disapproval. The moment before he starts to tell me he can't manage that, I intercept him. The paella I ate here the other day was so delicious. I want to let my mom taste it too. She's in the hospital being treated for alcoholism. The words mother and hospital work perfectly on this kind of man. His expression changes immediately from displeasure to pity, though you can still see the worry in his face. The man says, "Oh, okay," and takes the fish to the kitchen. I thought up that excuse on the spot, but I feel bad for choosing alcoholism of all things. Of all things! It's real, though. It's even worse that I thought of Asuko when I said that. Guess that rat can't really be helped. Every time my master pops in my head, she's always chugging down a beer. There were other ailments I could have chosen from, but an alcoholic mother implies a whole host of other problems. Almost an exaggerated amount. Maybe it's better this way. The chef in the back begins making the paella, and the man from behind the counter returns to make me some coffee I didn't order. I ask the man if I could use the bathroom. I want to carry out my master's orders as quickly as humanly possible. Alright, let's see if this bathroom is fucked. I know where it is, since I used it last time. As I walk to the bathroom, the man calls out to me to say, "The urinal at the back isn't working. Use the one near the door." Haha! I don't doubt the man's words, but I feel like I need to confirm it with my own 2 eyes. I find there is indeed a piece of paper reading "out of order" taped on the toilet, and the dirty fluid that's overflowing from the drain kind of just shows that it needs a plumber's to come fix it. Alright, with the urinal in the state, no one's going to want to use it. They would have to try to avoid that disgusting water splashing at them while they did their business. or they're just that asshole that literally doesn't give a shit and will pee in there because they're dickheads. God, I hate those people. I had to clean your urinals, you motherfuckers! Quite proud of my handiwork. I nod my head contentedly as I step back to admire it. Suddenly, the cell phone I got from Moscow vibrates in my pocket. Oh, it's a text from Moscow. Shh. Car carrying weasel on its way to den. Restroom situation. Alright, confirming the contents of the text message, I swiftly type my reply. Urinal out of use, no problems. A few seconds after sending my message, another text from Moscow arrives. Roger, send text when weasel's in bathroom. I send a simple text message saying Roger in reply before deleting all the messages on my phone and returning to the dining area. Excellent. I'm glad we deleted those. I return to the counter and sip daintily at the hot coffee. As I wait for the paella, I spot a sedan drive into the parking lot through the window. A man who appears to be the weasel's accomplice exits the car from the driver's seat. The two walk in together. The accomplice is almost acting as a shield for the weasel, whose face closely resembles the one I saw in the file. So this is Weasel Face, huh? One thing's for sure, though. He looks much smaller than the file had suggested. That and his suit looks like you'd find him in the bargain bin at a thrift store. Weasel Face stops and makes the point of looking at me. The restaurant's only other patron up and down. Oh, stop. Finally, his gaze lands on the man behind the counter. Meeting his gaze, the man behind the counter gives him a slight nod, most likely to say there's no problem, he'll leave very soon. Irked by the man's response, the weasel begrudgingly goes to his designated table at the back of the restaurant. I imagine he's just waddling over. The weasel's in the den. As much as I want to send this text to Osko, she could probably see what's going on without me reporting it. The moment the weasel sits down, his associate stands facing the window, hands behind his back. Aiming through the front window would now be out of the question. I could take this guy out right now, no doubt about it. The target is less than 10 steps away. On the counter is a fork casually left out for the paella. If Osko were to tell me to do it at this very moment, it would take less than 10 seconds to rub him out. However, the cost would be my own life, and we don't, If I were somehow able to return to Osko alive, she would never forgive me for what I'd done. However, my chance of success would be much higher than Osko's. We can't doubt Osko. What are you gonna do, Kazami Yuji? I would die for Osko without a single doubt in my mind. I threw my life away once before, and Osko helped me find it again. I wouldn't regret it. But why die for Osko? Why can't I believe in her and live for her sake? That's right, Osko's my master. What kind of apprentice would I be if I didn't do what my master says and believe in her? I'll always believe. As if deliberately interrupting my inner conflict, the paella I ordered is carried out of the kitchen. Excuse me, I'd like to bring some of the to the hospital for my mother. Would you mind putting half of it in this plastic container? I take a Tupperware box out of my rucksack. With an apologetic look, though, the man says, sorry, an important customer just arrived. I'll pack it up for you, so eat it with your mother, okay? Oh, this is bad. I didn't factor this in. Yeah, oh no. I had planned to keep an eye on Weasel Face while I ate my paella at the very least. The man behind the counter scoops the freshly made paella into the food container I gave him, including the time it will take for the man to pack up the food and ring me up at the register. I only have a few minutes left in the restaurant. Dude, he's gonna go in the bathroom like last fucking second. I should drop all the coins from my wallet on accident and then pick them up off the floor to buy time. Or should I do that? Yes! I can see Weasel Face looking at what I'm doing from the back of the restaurant as I stand at the register with my wallet open, agonizing internally the whole time. What? Why is he looking over here? The weasel rises from his chair, his eyes still glued to me. He walks hastily down the hallway that leads to the bathroom. Oh, I get it. Now that I'm standing by the cash register, I become cover for you. When I was standing near the entrance, he must have figured that I'd be a pretty good meat shield. What an asshole. He chose to take the opportunity and enter the hallway. At the end of the hallway lies 3 doors. The first door is the bathroom. Second leads to the staff room, where the trash is kept, and the third is locked. If he chooses the third door, I should be able to hear it being unlocked. If he enters the staff room, the sound of the door opening and closing should be different from that of the bathroom door, so I should be able to tell those two apart. Focus on that sound while I pay the man at the register for the paella. Oh, without doubt, the sound that reaches my ears is that of the bathroom door. Haha, motherfucker, you fucked! The weasel's in the trap! I honestly want to start applauding, but instead I take my change from the man at the register with a big smile on my face. Thank you. Exiting the restaurant, I immediately remove the cell phone from my breast pocket and send a text to Osco. The weasel's in the trap. I repeat, the weasel is in the trap! Without even waiting for Osco's response to my text, I briskly make my way out of the building and return to camp. She did it. She totally did it. Did she successfully complete the job? I want her to give me a call at least, regardless of failure or success. But my master isn't what you would call considerate. Well, if she did fail, she'd probably just call me and say, let's blow this pop stand. I guess that no word from her means success. Gripping the cell phone in my hand as I think, it suddenly vibrates. Someone's calling. Huh! Almost excitedly, I press the call button to pick up. However, when I put my ear to the receiver, I hear an unexpected voice. Oh, right, this is the work phone. Hello? Hi, JB. She's not here. She's in the middle of work. No, I didn't. I'm watching the camp while she's gone. Osco did it this time. I suppose so. What do you mean? Damn. Fucking take that, weasel face. No way. No, not that, but she made a headshot in that situation? I like how JB's like, well, yeah. Like, seriously? What the shit? Curse you, Windows 10, for making noises. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Shooting from 800 meters away, not to mention that the field of fire was only 15 centimeters wide. The target would have looked as small as a sesame seed. It would have been hard to hit him at all, but a headshot? What the hell? How is she able to pull off godly moves like that? Because she's God. It's literally. According to my master, Kuskabe Osco, any sniper can strike their target as long as the conditions are right. She says that talent doesn't matter too much in this line of work. What the hell is she saying when she's able to pull off crazy missions like this? Can she still say that talent doesn't really matter after all this?
Yo,
Oh.
何笑ってんだ? 随分とご機嫌じゃねえか.
You creeped up on me. Yeah, Asuko, welcome back.
Oh,
JB called. Said you successfully completed the job.
あ、そっか、やっべ。仕事用の携帯、お前に持たせたままだったか。逆にしとけよかったな。
She was...
JB のやつ、怒ってたか?
Nah, she wasn't mad. No, not really. She told me to tell you good work.
そっか。またユージを現場に連れ込んでってごちゃごちゃ言われっかと思ったが、それならいいか。
You took me, but it's not like I did anything. ...
なんだよその目は。なんか言いたいことでもあんのか?
No, this is a gaze of respect from an apprentice to his great master. You're really something, Asuko.
私に惚れるなよ。
Too late for that. Fuck! God damn it! Too late for that, Asuko. I love you. What's with that face?
あのな、私は JB ほどちょろくはねえぞ。
Damn. I know that.
まあいい。とにかく撤収すんぞ。腹減ったし、帰りにラーメン食ってくか。
Just I do have some paella that the chef at the restaurant made for my hospitalized alcoholic mother, though.
なんだそりゃ。
Which, according to my master Kusukabe Asuko, people who ride motorcycles are mysterious creatures who live on ramen and soft serve ice cream. Asuko once impressed upon me the fact that when bikers are in a tourist area, they'll always eat that area specialty ice cream. And she said that ramen shops found on the road are a biker's greatest treasure. Well, yeah, because you're getting food. Though I'm not sure if that's true or not, we end up following this logic and go for some ramen on the way home. Oh my god.
くそ。お前が運転できりゃビール飲んじゃうのによ。さっさと免許取れよお前。
He's a fucking slur. Well, it's not like I can't drive, but I'll have to wait another like 3 years to get my license.
おいユージ、ここの煮卵超うめえぞ。お前この味盗んで家で作れるようになれよ。
Will do. Sure.
なんだ。元気ねえな。腹でも痛いのか？
No, it's just... I think about this every time, but Asuko doesn't seem any different, even after finishing a job. I, on the other hand, always get depressed. I lose my appetite most of the time, too. Today's job weighs on me more and more as the minutes pass. She's good with it. Hey, Asuko? Don't you give any thought to the job once it's done?
思わねえな。いつものことだしよ。
Yeah, that's a big nope. If you say so.
お前は相変わらず考えても仕方がねえことをぐちゃぐちゃと考えるやつだな。
Well, you know, unlike you, I'm a delicate little thing. I'll shatter to pieces if you handle me the wrong way.
おい、私が特別ガサツみたいな言い方すんなよ。私だって悩まないわけじゃないぞ。
I worry about you, kid.
けどな、悩めば悩むほど引き金ってやつは重くなる。考えれば考えるほど何もできなくなっちまう。だから私は悩まないし考えないようにしてる。
That's handy.
ちなみに今日私が仕事してる時何を考えていたと思う？
Mostly about my nether regions.
お、よくわかったな。お前エスパーかよ。ってそんなわけあるかよ。この野郎。
Ow!
今日はずっとラーメンのこと考えてた。
And now we're here. Ramen? Seriously?
こうさ、引き金に指かけながらよ。腹減ったな。豚骨ラーメン食いてえな。半熟の煮卵とスープを口に含んで白飯をかき込む。最高だな。でよ。
Dude, I think about food like that all the time, and I don't even have my finger on a trigger of anything.
そんでな、仕事を終えた後にたっぷりとお湯張った風呂に入るだろう。そんで風呂から上がってカッキンに冷えたビールをグビグビグビーっとよ。
The way she said that was really cute. And cute doesn't really fit Asuko a lot. Sometimes. So after all that's said and done, you just end up drinking beer.
いいだろう。私はビールが飲めれば幸せなんだ。羨ましいか。
Just like, you know, happy and when you can get, as long as you get a cigarette or something. In a way.
他にもよ。宝くじが当たったら何買おうかとかな。そういうどうでもいいようなことを考えてると上手に引き金が引けるんだわ、これが。
Yeah, you said something like that before. You said that you can't sleep. That when you can't sleep, you think about what you would buy if you won the lottery and then you're able to drift right off.
仕事も同じことだ。寝なきゃって思ってるから寝られねえんだよ。どうせクソみてえな世の中だ。どうすりゃちったら楽しくなるのか、どうすりゃ少しでも住みやすくなるのかってな。そういう風に考えりゃ余計なこと考えないで済む。だからなんだよその面は。
Asuko, you're amazing, really. You're a monster.
当たり前だろ。まだまだひよっこのお前には負けねえよ。けどな、いつかお前は必ず私を超える時が来る。その時は一人前と認めてやるよ。
I don't know about that. I wonder if that day will ever come.
来るさ。そんな遠い日の話でもねえだろ。
I wouldn't mind chasing after you my entire life, though.
け、甘ったれんな。いつまでもお前と一緒にいてやれるわけじゃねえぞ。
Oh no, I feel tears. Dot dot dot.
そんな顔すんなって。ほら、私のチャーシュー一枚分けてやっから。
Here's some pork. Yeah. Oh, the day may come when Hosko and I have to part ways. After all, we're both in a pretty dangerous line of work. It's absolutely possible for either of us to die. That's why I need to grow up as fast as I can, so Asuko won't have to take to the battlefield anymore. I can't just stay under her protection. I need to become an adult quickly, and then I'll be able to be the one to protect Asuko. And then one day I'll become the kind of man to whom Asuko can say, I'm glad you're here for me too. If I think about that, my trigger will be as light as anything. I'll be able to push the bothersome things from my mind without a doubt. Just like Asuko says, that day doesn't feel too far away.
グリザイアの迷宮
So I really liked this side story. I feel like a lot of it, I know this was written after the fact, but I think this side story could have just been put into the actual game. That's how how relevant and good I feel like it was. Because you got, well, you had the thing with Danny. That was definitely a big thing. You had Yamamoto coming in there. I know we probably end up seeing him later down the line again, I would figure, because why wouldn't you? And you just have more Asuko time, which, come on, why wouldn't you want more Asuko time? You need it. But I think I really enjoyed the side story, and I think I think I'll wait to do Melody, just because I know Melody's like during that time where we babysat that fucking 9-year-old stuck up girl, rich girl thingy. I know it's that whole situation, which sounds fun and probably serious at a lot of points, but not really story relevant, so we could just not do that yet. I'll probably wait until Eden's done, and then we'll do that, just to go back and check that out. And then, or I'll just fucking do it at, say, a side-by-side still. But yeah, this was a pretty good side story. Longer than the last one we did. Way longer than the last one we did. So I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did, and I'll see you guys in continuing on with Eden as we go further and further into me going crazy with theories and well, true insanity really is how you can describe it. But you know, what's the difference between a genius and insanity, right? Not saying I'm a genius, but still. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.